How's it going, everybody? Whew, Excelsior to you, true believers. I'm here with the review of Loki Season 2, Episode 4, The Heart of the TVA. If you've seen it already, I'm sure you've seen it already. Holy crap. Before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos such as this one, more reviews. I'm catching up in time, and I said to myself, let me watch this and I'll do it in the morning. No, I got to do it right now while my emotions and thoughts are fresh. No ruminating on this one. By the way, happy Halloween to you. I decided to wear this not just because of Halloween, but because of this episode. So, hold on a second. I'll give you a chance that if you have not seen episode 4 for the season 2, go and watch it. Pause this. Don't X out of it. Pause it. Watch it, come right back. And if you're watching this beforehand and it makes you want to watch it, thank you. Oh my God. I WTF, and I didn't say WTF, I spelled it out. I can't say, I won't curse until 3 minutes in here, but did not see this coming. Look, when all things seem to have hope, and then you realize, oh yeah, this is a 6-episode series. What's gonna happen next? Just that ending though, the literal spaghettification of Victor Timely. Did not see that coming. Now here's a funny thing. I was thinking to myself when I was watching this, I said, man, that's a lot of radiation. He gonna have to be real fat. Mr. Fantastic, eat your heart out. And this that poor Chicago boy just turning into strings, trying to be brave for the first time, and that, oh man, that did not matter. None of that mattered. That is so sad. So we do pick up immediately from the last episode where she's like, "You're not gonna like what I got to tell you." Shut up, Tara Strong. Shut up, Miss Minutes. So last episode review, I broke it down based on characters. We're talking about moments now. So let's talk about, I'm going to hop around my notes. Renslayer, who canonically in the comics is the love of Kang the Conqueror. And they tend to betray each other a lot. She was there when he won the multiversal war. And he even tells her, oh, it's thank you. You were instrumental in helping me. We're going to do this. We're going to do this damn thing throughout all the time, always. They're going to rule the TVA together because they made the TVA. She goes through, she says, shall we? He's like, I'll catch up. And he's like, always. Calls him Miss Minutes. Does Protocol 42. Erase all the memories of everybody in the TVA. So does that mean everybody that was in the TVA were members of his army during the multiversal war? The first multiversal war? That's insane. These people that they pulled from the timelines to do this with. Crazy. And it makes sense that, when Loki was going forward and backwards through the time of the TVA, it makes sense that they were his soldiers because all of the iconography of He Who Remains, the variant of Kang, right? And I do like how Miss Minute showed her, because she did did a little orange thing, and it was from the desk, kind of where he showed Sylvie and Loki the whole multiversal war. So that was very nice to see. And all this does, see, I hesitate to say this, but I'm just gonna call it down the middle. Let's call a spade here. Our main antagonists here are scorned girlfriends. Literally. Well, Miss Minutes wanted to be his girlfriend, right? It's just scorn lovers. It's just, you're scorn. All Miss Minutes did was just piss her off even more. And I'm like, what is the point of this? And she says, Renslayer's like, well, what do we do? What are we going to do now? Miss Minutes proposing that they don't need him. We never did. First, you're on his jock talking about this is all his plan and we're going to do it. Then you get mad because his variant, not him, the guy who could become him, you're mad because that guy's just like, I didn't make you. Chill out. You want to do what? Get back in the robotic Pokeball, right? And I think it's smart. It's smart that he who remains did not give her a body, because, and I'm just, again, I'm skipping around. Miss Minutes at the end here, when OB resets the system, which locks her out and basically reboots her, turns her back into just like a cartoon clock. This asshole says, "Victor, I gotta tell you something. You'll never be him," with her little missing eye part digitized. Reminds me so much of Ultron. If she is not the future advanced version of Ultron, or an Ultron cousin, I wouldn't be surprised if she was, right? And it's insane because Victor Timely did the one thing that Tony Stark didn't do, and probably the one thing that in the comics Hank Pym didn't do. You don't give the advanced AI a body. Now, the advanced AI worked to, made his own body, but it's funny that Kang the Conqueror has protocols to go, yeah, no, this chest thing can control everything, but can't give itself a body. That's where we hold off on it. Smart on his part, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Miss Minutes is the way that we get Ultron back. Would not be surprised. Somewhere down the line in Marvel's Phase 7, 8. Actually, they're gonna reboot this whole thing after the Secret Wars, so probably just gonna start calling it Phase Alpha, Beta, Gamma, probably. Let's talk about this spaghetti. I already talked about spaghettification, Mom. I just cannot believe this. Like, the interactions of Victor and Obi are very nice, and it's, if you know what an Ouroboros is, which is literally a snake, technically a dragon eating its tail, which is continuous, never ending. That is, in my opinion, this episode, two themes at the very least. One theme is time loops. The second theme is hope and faith. Let's talk about time loops real quick. The time loop of Victor Timely, first of all, Obi or Burrow saying, "Oh yeah," when Timely asked him, "You wrote the handbook?" And he goes, "Yeah, well, I got all my information from this 19th century scientist genius guy, but he was held back by his time." Wait, what's your name? Victor Timely. Oh snaps! Will you autograph my book? Will you autograph my book? Obviously, they say it in much more formal, highly, I won't say highly intelligent, but just use another word for inscribe. Will you inscribe my manual? Guys, we got to take care of this issue here, right? And Timely gets a chance to look around at everything, but it's interesting. And Ouroboros, and what is it? Loki and Mobius are like, so who actually came up with all of this? And Ouroboros goes, "It's like a snake eating its own tail." Literally, your name. It is an interesting thing to ponder that if He Who Remains was able to win the multiversal war by locking away the other variants of Kang Prime. I'm going to assume that Kang Prime is not the one that Ant-Man beat. Do need to talk about Jonathan Majors in a minute, but it's not the one that Ant-Man beat. Perhaps that is Kang Subprime 2 or something, because I need to see Kang the Conqueror. No shade on Raman Tut and Silver Century and the one that looks like Confucius. I can't remember that one's name. Immortus. No shade on those guys. I really just want to see Kang the Conqueror. I just want to see him. He's very cool. But it's fairly interesting that he seals off all this. And was it Ouroboros? Was he the one who said, "Okay, well, let's figure out how to make this amazing citadel that's not at the edge of time, but make this amazing citadel and figure all this stuff out"? That's crazy. That is crazy indeed. It makes sense on why. Well, it's interesting that Ouroboros remembers Mobius, but Mobius didn't remember coming down there. So obviously he is immune to some of the time wiping. But let's talk about Jonathan Majors, right? So, if for those of you who are not initiated or haven't heard, his case is moving forward. Unfortunately, companies and most of the world, because most of the world are judgmental a-holes, especially when it deals with a black man dealing with cases, you're guilty before you're ever proven innocent, although it should be the opposite, right? So his case is moving forward. Disney's already dropped one of his movies with them called Magazine Dreams. It's being pushed away indefinitely. It was shown at the Sundance in January, said it was done well. Another one of his movies, based on the Walter Mosley book, The Man, that is being pushed away as well. It's not looking good for him, and I'm not even kind of annoyed. I'm very annoyed that a man of this caliber is being brought down by NYPD, the suckers at the NYPD, and being brought down by a jilted ex-lover, right? Someone who's gotten him into trouble because of their own drunken madness. Very, very annoying. Very, very annoying. Which begs the question, okay, Victor Timely's out. Are we not seeing Jonathan Majors at all for the rest of this? He literally makes this. He is the best actor in this series. Season 1 and season 2. Kwai, second best. He's both of them together, magic, and it's really annoying. This is really, really, really annoying, especially given that even though the supposed accuser was arrested and turned themselves in October 25th, which is 6 days ago from today. Happy Halloween. They're not going to be in the case. They're not going to be used in the case at all. So I have no clue what's going to happen. It's kind of like the damage is done already. Can he be Kang? Are they already looking for replacements? Because if you're going to replace him, can you replace him with Lakeith Steinfeld? He's a really good actor. I would give it to him next, at least. I don't know. Just show business is annoying. So that is that. Pardon me. Don't want to drink water on camera. That is that. I'm hoping that we'll see him and somewhere down the line. I don't know I don't know how they're going to figure this out. This sucks. It's crazy that Ezra Miller can finish The Flash and go to a red carpet and not be arrested for things that Ezra Miller actually has done, including won't even go there. But it's crazy that is being let go. That has been let go, and this man has to suffer. Whatever, man. Whatever. You company's crazy. But back to the series. I have to mention this. This has to be mentioned. So paradoxes. So time loops. Here's the other crazy time loop. While they are experiencing all of the TVA going into meltdown, Loki, Miss Minutes, before they locked her out, she was slowing them down. Sylvie was stuck on the elevator. See where this is going? Loki was going to take the stairs, and we get the scene from episode 1. So there you go. Well, where's Loki? And I'm thinking Loki's still using the clock that Obi gave him. It's like, wait a minute. He's not wearing a coat. That is past Loki. And Loki has the rod, the prune rod, that unfortunately, the guard that took Victor Timely to the cocoa machine, and Victor offered him cocoa because he's upset. They're all upset, and the cocoa's supposed to remedy all this. He got pruned, but Loki has the pruner. So who pruned Loki? Loki pruned Loki. I always thought that was interesting that we didn't see who did it. And I said, oh, maybe it was Ouroboros who did it. Maybe it was Mobius who did it. No, it was Loki. Paradoxes within paradoxes. I mean, hell, at the end of the episode, it looks like an event horizon has erupted from that temporal loom and has just exploded and expanded. Now, Loki's full of tears too. So much emotion there. Now, hear me out here. Is this a way to create what we all care about, the X-Men, is just a way that actually creates all these other things. Like I said, Loki leads into Deadpool 3. For those who don't know what Deadpool 3 is going to entail, you should probably look that up before I spoil any of that for you. But yeah, this is fairly interesting stuff. I talked about Brad Wolf being a traitor. So crazy. Renslayer killed all Docs and all her people with that tiny little cube thing. I appreciate the writing. The writing's so good here because a thing you showed us 2 episodes ago, it comes into effect once more, and we don't get to see it because we are insisted that they are just smushed silently. But it is quite interesting that things come back and things reoccur. It's sad because B-15, who was instructed by the other judge, who I didn't know she was in a wheelchair, the judge that was in the wheelchair, was saying, "Your words move me. Are we doing things different? Because originally we would just prune all these guys. So what are we gonna do?" And I'm thinking to myself, "Nah, you got to get rid of them. Ain't no way they're gonna change." And at the end, they actually do change when Renslayer says, "Well, join my side, and we can stop them. We could save TVA and all this other crap." And they get wooden box shrunk. Of course, Docs, you see the light when it's too late, which is art imitating life, unfortunately. Renslayer does get pruned by Brad, though, and a bit of fun. Since the system reboot, they can use magic, enchant Brad, get him to prune Dumbass, and there you go. Now let's talk about hope. So Loki and Mobius are putting faith in Casey, Ouroboros, and Victor Timely to having this machine called the Thorough Put Multiplier with Victor's own. It's not a loom, but it is a device that solves the issue of the decay being much more than the loom can handle. And when mix it together, it should be able to expand the ring so they can take more bundles of time. And Sylvie, you can see she has an issue with this before we get to the next scene where Mobius is like, "Let's have some pie." She's berating him, saying, "You know, you didn't even you didn't bother seeing what your life is like. You know you're a variant. Why don't you see what your life would have been like? Then it would be more real to you. Then you can see the fact that, oh well, if more of these branches die, it doesn't matter because you don't see it. It's just another bad day at the office for you." And Loki goes after her to talk her down. Mobius got himself some cocoa. That's how Victor saw the cocoa. And he told him hot cocoa machine. He got some cocoa to soothe his soul. But Loki talks to her. He's speaking about hope. Brings up when Odin sent Thor to Earth, and when his brother came back, he was different. He thought it was weakness. She's like, "Weakness it gets you killed." And he's like, "Well, it wasn't weakness though, and hope is an important thing." And she's going off, but she's slowing down in her going off, right? This is a woman who wants freedom, has been chased by the TVA for so long, and her whole deal is, it's better just burn it down to the ground. It's, instead of trying to fix it, you want to hope that Victor Timely doesn't become he who remains. You want to hope that he doesn't become something worse. And Loki says, yeah, of course, burning everything down is the easy part. Fixing things is hard. Hope is hard. Hope is very, very, very hard. You can't, she's like, "So what, you throw him back in his time?" He's like, "Yeah, let's throw him back in his time and then we protect him." You can't give people free will and then walk away. Now, you would think, on the flip side, you can't give people free will and walk away, meaning you have to police them, you got to watch over them, make sure they're not doing bad. No, it's, if you're going to free people and things can go horribly wrong, protect those people, protect their freedoms. It really does feel like I'm speaking about something else bigger in the world, doesn't it? But protect those people, protect those freedoms, make sure that he's okay. And yeah, that's hard. You can't walk away from people who are going to need you. They have to do better than he who remains. And I love that this is the conclusion that Loki came up with from the very ending of season 1. If you think about it, he who remains knew they would be there. He said, yeah, you kill me, all this blows up, or you don't, and you go back and you solve the TVA. It's up to you. He who remains, well, he said he couldn't foresee anything past that point. So maybe he didn't. So, someone's video right here talking about he who remains saw all this happening. Possibly. Possibly. You never doubt a Kang variant. So it's possibly. But what I like to think is this is what he was offering. Because Sylvie's very much, I was going to call her Gen 1 Loki, because she is a Loki, right? She's very much the old Loki. That's like, there's only one way to doing things. Got to get you before you get me. There's nothing else. And we have I love TVA Loki so much. This is a totally different character. Tom Hiddleston's done a great job with this. But this is what he came up with. And it's funny because if Sylvie gave him time and he says, all right, let's not kill this guy. He says we could take it over. Let's take it over. And they take it over. And instead of pruning branches, you save people. If she hadn't killed him, they could have had enough time to go, all right, let's make it temporal. Let's make the loom bigger. Let's funnel more things through. Things wouldn't have been royally screwed if it wasn't for revenge. And that's the thorough line from the entire series of Loki, from Minutes to Slayer to Sylvie. Hell, even Loki in the first 2 episodes, I think was the first episode, might have been the first episode. Even Loki himself, it's all about that revenge, and you gotta move, trying to do for yourself and only caring about yourself. And it's nice to see that on the flip side, you have a Sylvie that was kind of on that same role with Minutes and Renslayer, and her just elevate herself, going, you know what? You said we're going to have faith. Fine. We have faith. And it's another funny line. I've been trying to point out funny lines from this episode. She says, when he talks about protecting people, she says, you sound like we're playing God. And he walks up and gives her the coldest one-liner. We are gods. Literally, you both are gods of mischief. Facts. That's really nothing else you can say to that but facts. I do want to mention one funny line. As an apparent, I'm a Chicagoan, and I love that when Mobius and Loki, B-15 catches up with him. Mobius and Loki are talking to him, and he's like, so what do you want? Those two over there wanted me. You two want me. What's going on? And Mobius is like, you have to trust us. We don't have time. I'm from Chicago, my friend. The shadyocracy capital of the world. I don't trust anyone. Facts. If you're from Chicago, you know. That's funny, and I love it. Victor Timely is a Chicagoan through and through. Love him dearly. It's interesting that he is a variant of He Who Remains. So where did they? I wonder where did they differ? Because it seems like the place where they differ is just that Victor Timely, he isn't menacing. He just seems kind. Like he wants to actually have his inventions do something and help people. And that's part of the reason why Sylvie didn't kill him. When Loki asked, you couldn't kill him, could you? And she's like, no. When he looked at me, he was so scared. And she says, he who remains didn't seem afraid. And she said, well, maybe he was and I couldn't tell. I'm going to tell you, Sylvie, he did not look afraid. He even laughed and said, see you soon. Oh, he did predict all of this, didn't he? And he did some Miss. Oh, damn, he's a liar. He saw beyond that point. Wow. That's interesting. I wonder what else He Who Remains saw. To say, see you soon, that's actually, it's all coming back and it's all connected. So we have hope. But another thing that I had to write on a small post-it note is you have to have hope even when things might go wrong. Just like at the end of this episode, things go wrong. Where B-15's like, what do we do now? And everyone's kind of panicking, but Sylvie and Loki. Sylvie is off back to the side. Loki's in the front, and he's crying because he's like, "What? This is it. This is it. This is all of time. This is everything crumbling." What He watches it. He cries. And it's all white. You push forward with hope. You do what you can. And sometimes things go wrong, but as we have 2 episodes left, obviously you pick up the pieces and deal with whatever is left. I sincerely hope that whatever happens, that we don't have to deal with an amnesia episode. And if we do, I hope everybody gets their memories back relatively fast. I really hope they do. This was so good. This is definitely the best episode in the season. This is a 5 out of 5. My goodness. When you think it can't get any better, when you think the goodness of episode 3, 4 just blows this thing out of the water. It's so good. In-game levels of WTF. As a matter of fact, I love the brand integrating, because the Twitter, never calling it X, that's stupid. The Twitter account for Loki wipes all the pictures. There's no pictures on there. I don't even know if they still have a profile. I think they still have a profile picture, but they wiped all the pictures. That's really good marketing. Gotta hire yourself some good social media. What are they called? Not handlers or consultants, but managers. There we go. You get your social media managers. Get good ones. You think Wendy's and all the fast food places are good? Nah. The Loki one, that person, whoever you are, good job. 5 out of 5. Let me know what you think. What moment in this episode made you go, oh shit? It was the spaghettification for me. This is very much, no, not Endgame. Well, has Endgame ramifications, but this is Infinity War level of, oh wow, we actually lost. What are we going to do? Again, since it's a time loop, I guess we have a chance to get it right. I mean, I would love for future past Loki to get through another loop and go, wait a minute, that won't work. Let's try this. I hope the next episode shows so many failings, kind of like that Doctor Strange episode in What If. I want to see so many failings until we get one that succeeds, and it's going to be glorious. Glorious with glorious purpose. That's going to be great. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos like this. Are they all dead? Like a cute dry bones, or are they just waiting for us to see them again? We will find out. Thank you guys taking some time out to listen to me talk about Loki episode 4 season 2. Please be good, be blessed, wash your hands, drink you some water. All right, drink you some water. Make sure you get up, stretch, walk around a little bit. Any candy that you go out and get, or if those of you have children and nieces and nephews, anybody that you going out they getting candy from, make sure you inspect it. All right, don't eat too much of it. Get you some green vegetables. All right, be safe. I hope you're safe for the Halloween weekend, but be safe when you're out there, please. All right. Be good to yourselves, be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk. Don't be a Renslayer. All right? Don't be a Renslayer. With that being said, I know that you could be feeling down and out. You could be feeling hurt, feeling sad. More emotions than I can ever describe. Make sure that you reach out to somebody and that you talk to somebody. All right? There are people out there that would rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. So reach out. My social media is at the bottom. Follow me. Send me a message. As long as you're not a jerk, I'm going to get right back to you. I can guarantee you that. Until next time, Thursday cannot get here fast enough. Wow. I'll see you guys later. Excelsior.